So David and I are up here looking in the smaller JoAnns from me, and I just wanted to show you guys that there's a big closing banner across the door now. It's so sad. Like by now obviously we all know, but it's so real when the giant yellow banner is there, right guys? Anyway, we're gonna head inside and see, since they had the signs in the other store that new things were arriving from the warehouse every day and this and that, like maybe the yarn section's not as barren as when I showed you guys before. So I'll either meet you inside or I'll have to talk about it later depending on how many people are in there. Bye guys. Yeah, unfortunately guys, this is what David and I found. So this was, I think this might have been the same aisle I showed you guys last time. I'll see if there's anybody in the next aisle. But yeah, I don't think anything got restocked here. Yeah, I'll update you further, but sad time. Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? This light seems extra bright tonight. I'm not really sure if it's just because I'm sleepy or what, but I like it's the same that it always is, but anyway. How are you guys doing? So I needed to make this video because actually I don't want to say like I forgot, but I guess I was waiting to see if there'd be any more to add to it, but I don't know if there will be, and that makes me sad. Like I've been saying for 6 or 7 videos now that like, oh, another JoAnns part, another JoAnns part, another JoAnns part, and I don't know how to quit, or I don't want to quit, or I can't quit, and like that feels true. But it feels like their time with JoAnns is drawing to a close. Like the first 3 or 4 videos that I did had just tons of yarn to show you guys, right? And so I mean, there's nothing wrong with this one being a little bit shorter and this and that, but I mean, I'm also not trying to go to the store, even though I love it, to buy just basically like whatever, you know what I mean? I want it to be things that like when I went with a mission. I know I want Big Twist Value. I know I want Vortex. I know I want Jelly Bean, like that kind of thing. And as things dwindle down, well, like I'll show you, I'm obviously still going to show you like what I got and everything, but you'll see that it's just not quite the same. It is more like I especially with the first store, the first store was literally a grab what you could, right? So let's just kind of jump into it. But I went to a couple different JoAnns, and then I had a very surprising Meijer's trip in between. And I will tell you, I have a little bit of video. I think if I remember the way I planned to do it right, I should have a couple of clips at the very, like you should have already seen 1 or 2 clips. That clip, if I didn't explain it, I can't remember. Remember I did this like over a week ago at this point, the very beginning ones. Not over a week, I guess it was, but it was 4 or 5 days ago. And so I just don't remember if I had a chance to like properly intro it, or if it's something I just plan to do music over. I mean, future Heather will know that because I'll be editing it and I'll be like, oh my gosh, this needs to have music over it because there's too much talking, or there's too much like background noise talking, or, you know, there's a copyright song playing or whatever. But like right now in the moment, I don't remember. So I guess I've just been trying to sort of explain also. But I went to the JoAnns here, this one, the one I'm always pointing this way at, which is my small JoAnns. just with the hopes that, you know, there's been like some rumors I've been seeing on Facebook that people said the stores. So one person said the Michigan stores, another person just said stores in general, which I'm sure it would be stores in general. And the Michigan person was just speaking from experience because they're in Michigan maybe, but they said that stores were restocking their big twist yarn, which, as I just said, was something that I was looking for, right? So we went to the small store. Well, what I ended up getting here, I actually have my Meijer's purchase in here too, so let me yank that out really quick. What we ended up getting fits in this bag, and yes, I got another Oh Fall We Meet Again bag because I love those bags. If they had, you know, witchy ones or Halloween ones, yes, I would probably have gotten those, but here we are doing with what we can do. So I got those. First thing that I saw, well, is technically the last thing that I saw, but it was the first thing I looked for because these were in the back by the fabric at first. They were not there. I ended up getting it on the way out, but I picked up another one of these walk it out bags with the dogs. Because I think I said in my last video, if I saw another one, if I was out and about and they were there, I would probably get it. But I got the last one and all sales were final, and I didn't notice that somewhere in here there was like a big box cutter slash through it from when they opened the box of bags or something. Something happened to it that was tragic anyway. But yeah, so I got one of these. So I had gotten the 2 bags thinking, I guess, I don't know. I thought that between the 2 shopping trips that I took that it would fill it. But that is not the case because I didn't even end up taking this one to the second JoAnns when I went. But the first thing we did was stop by the swag, right? And I picked up, they're both the same one. I picked up another sheet of stickers. This one is not the puffy ones, but it does have a lot of the the yarns, the heart yarn with the crochet hook through it, the knitting needle through the ball. There's the kitty. I don't know if this is the one that had the puppy on it too. Nope, there's an awful lot of stitch markers, needles, safety pins, buttons. There's the 2 happy skeins of yarn over here. There's sheep. But I got 2 of those. They're just the same. But I grabbed those because, yeah, there's not a whole lot of the swag left either that I didn't have that I wanted to get. I got really, really lucky. And if anything, my store's restocked on their swag. So I got some swag, some JoAnns Big Twist swag. And then I found this, which I have to look at my other hooks, but I am very positive this is one that I didn't have yet, which is the bee hook, the red-handled bee hook. And I mentioned before, I know I love Susan Bates, and I am always, I always use Susan Bates, especially the black, this is a one I had from a different shopping trip. That's why the label's still on it. But the comfort grip here, I think that's what they're called. It doesn't tell. I think it's comfort grip or easy grip or something like that. But anyway, they just fit into my hand really well. So those are what I've been using, and the bamboo ones I love, Susan Bates also. But these, I really, really, really like these for amigurumi, which I know I don't do a lot of amigurumi, and I haven't used them for anything but that. So, I mean, I may like them in general, but I got one of those. I'm always looking for ones that I haven't found yet, but, obviously I picked a bad time to start trying to look for those, right? And then basically, you should have seen the shelves at my store already by now. So you'll know that, that nothing had been restocked, that there was nothing extra. There was no big twist like value or anything to be found. None of the newer yarn, like the Jelly Bean and the Vortex and the Totally Tweeds, nothing like that could be found. So these three guys were just staring at me, and I know they're not even big twist, and that's why I said, you know, I don't want to just go and start grabbing, but I don't regret getting these. They're beautiful. But this is Lion Brand ice cream yarn, and let me see, the name of this is Tiger Tail. And I'm not gonna lie, like, this has been a color, it's one of the newer colors of the ice cream yarn. I don't know if there's been a new set since then, but like when I first realized, like, oh, ice cream yarn put out some new ones. This was one of them. The rainbow's one of them. I don't remember the name of that one, but it's all rainbow striped. And I would like to get some of those, but it doesn't have to be this sale. It doesn't have to be with JoAnns going out of business. It doesn't have to be, you know, I don't have to go to the store to get them just to get them, basically. But these I did because I was there, and I was just so sad because, like, that's what was there, you know. So I ended up coming home with these, but again, no regrets. I just don't want to keep making trips to buy things that I don't need any of it, but like in my mind, it's the big twist stuff that I need, right? So I definitely don't need to buy other ones like that. But while I was there, I also saw these three guys, and these they haven't had in JoAnns, at least in mine, for quite some time. I also had them at my Meijer store. But this is the 2 of Wands Color Theory all season yarn. And it comes in all of these, like, I don't know that every single color was retro-y colored, but like to me, they're all like autumnal retro looking colors. I don't remember like a pink, like a bright pink being in the line, or like safety yellow, or, you know, anything like that. They're all like rusty colors, brownish colors. The ones that I remember seeing, the ones that were like in my Meijers, because Meijers is really the store that I had that carried this the most. But this one is in the color Dijon. And it's kind of funny because it is like a dark mustardy color, but it almost borders, it's like flirting with avocado green hues, right? So there's Dijon, and then there is Canyon, which that one's got a little straggle going to it, with Canyon, which is this beautiful like orangey clay color. And then the other one that I got was Nutmeg. I can see that. I can totally see that. So we got Dijon, Canyon, and Nutmeg. And the funny thing is, I think it was the Dijon she rang up, and then these two wouldn't ring up. They wouldn't ring up at all. They wouldn't even register. Like, she had her regular register, and then she also had like a handheld something. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but she had that, and she was scanning it with that, and she could not get these two to ring up. And so I figured she would just ring this one up 2 more times. But she didn't. My brain like left my body for a second there. But she didn't. And she was, the cashier gal that I had was at one register, and then right next to her was another lady ringing up stuff who I think was the manager or a manager, and she was trying to help her also. And she's like, did you do this? Did you do that? And then she just looked at me, and she looked at the cashier, and she's like, well, these two are free, and she dumped them in my bag. So I ended up with 3 for the price of 1, basically, when it came. Like, that's a good sale. And then I only got one other thing, which wasn't a lot yardage wise, but I got another fabric. This beautiful fabric with all the bats. David was pointing out a bunch of the like bats and Halloween-y looking ones. Sorry. but there's a bunch of cobwebs and bats. There's these bats right here are meant to be upside down, but I must have it upside down. So, do I? Yes, I did. Because there they are. But this is a flannel, and I don't know if you guys who are newer don't know this, but if you've been around, you know that I love sleeping on flannel. Like I'm crazy obsessed with flannel sheets, flannel pillowcases. Like in the summer, obviously it's pretty warm and I still use flannel sheets. I'm sure it drives David insane, but maybe after like 10 years, he's gotten used to it. I don't know. But yeah, so this is it folded in half. It wasn't very big. I just told her I'd take whatever was left on the bolt, so I got this. But I had a crazy notion to try to make it into a pillowcase at some point in the future. But I also tonight was thinking, and I don't know if I'll do it with this, but I have a hoodie that I wear all the time. It's a Bon Jovi hoodie, and I mean all the time. Well, it has definitely seen better days. It's mostly intact, but things like the pockets are, in the front. It's a zip hoodie, and the pockets are in the front, and it has it has holes in it because I have things in my pockets that I carry that, like I have a key, and it's really not a key, but it's like an Allen wrench, for work purposes. And I am constantly dropping that because it has poked its way through one of the holes in my pocket. So I thought that it would be pretty neat because I like the feel of flannel. If I just, you guys who actually sew are going to be cringing so bad, but if I kept it folded so they were the same size, and I cut like a hole the size, or a patch the size of the inside of my pocket, I could just sew like a new pocket, like a lining inside, so I can keep my hoodie intact but have not holes poking through, and just sew like a little lining pocket and then sew that into the hoodie. Just basically, it's because it's going to end up being like I have a massive hole like right here. I'm gonna have to sew that. My friend who sews, because I couldn't have done this, but my friend who sews took it from me at one point, and she cut where the elastic, where the ribbing is, like the cuffs and the bottom cuff, like around the bottom by the zipper and everything, like around your waist. All of that was starting to basically fray and come apart. I had safety pins in my sleeves because some of the ribbing had been long since like tattered and like coming off, and I couldn't bear to just cut it off. So I had wound it back up and then safety pinned it around. And I mean, it was a look, and I mean, not a bad look to me, because I wear a lot of like weird goth safety pins and chains out, but like having it on my hoodie for every day was great too. But obviously it was falling apart. So she took it and elasticized it. She re-ribbed it with the ribbing. So she made it like kind of like new, except like I said, the pockets and things they just need it needs extra love to keep that hoodie going. And partially because of how much I love Bon Jovi, and partially because I should never have made that like my everyday hoodie for like work and things like that, just because I paid a lot for that hoodie. It was from the Bon Jovi store even. It was like actual Bon Jovi merch, not even like something off eBay or Amazon or something. And I want to keep it. So anyway, this may end up as pockets, I guess was the point, or a pillow, or, there might be enough yardage that I can do both. I'm not really sure, but I really liked it. I want to do something with it, and I got it. Not that I'm much of a sewer, But so that was what we had gotten, what I had gotten on our trip to the small JoAnns over here, right? And then in the same town, they had a Meijers. Like, we have a Meijer in our town. And I know I've explained to you guys before what a Meijer is in case you don't have one around. But it is kind of like an upscale Walmart, to me anyway. I know other towns have Walmarts and Meijers that don't have a bunch of tourism and stuff. But our town has a lot of tourism. And, like, the tourists from, you know, the richier places, they usually end up at Meijer. So, like, Meijer's is just, like, slightly upscale, slightly bougier. It's really not. They just carry different brands, but, like, it still draws in the bougier crowd, right? And so they carry yarn also. Well, in this town, they had an even bigger Meijer's than our town. And so I had told David, like, oh, I want to go check it out. Well, if I remember, I will add in footage here. Maybe I remembered, maybe I didn't. But hopefully you saw that the yarn aisle, if you've seen my videos, I feel like the aisle that the yarn is in our store is shorter than this one. So it was quite a long aisle. They did only do down the one side, which is what I've been forever angry at my Meijer for also, was they used to have, when you walked in the aisle, both sides were yarn. And they did away with that, and only one side is yarn now. But, well, it's like one side and then whatever, like, spills over. Like, I don't remember if it's cotton or blanket yarn or what. But then in this one, it just went all the way down because the aisle itself was longer. But, you guys, this one carried yarn that mine never had. They tend to get in, like, some Lion brand yarns and then get rid of them pretty quickly and that kind of thing. But this one had, and this yarn isn't new, but I never got any because I never made, like, a purchase from Lion brand online. Never got them. If JoAnns carried them at some point, I don't remember that. Like, I must have missed it at JoAnns or whatever. But here, this one's kind of beat up. Let me show you the nicer one. I got Woolies Fair Isle, you guys. And like I said, this isn't a new yarn, and this has been out and all that, but look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Let me see here for anybody interested in the stats on it. Woolies Fair Isle yarn aisle is a medium 4 weight. It's 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So a little bit like the makeup of Scarfie, except Scarfie's a roving yarn. Machine wash on gentle, tumble dry low. Do not iron. And it makes, this one is called Golden Taupe. It makes, hopefully you'll be able to see it. Yeah, see that pattern right there? When you knit it or whatever, it makes that pattern. Now, I know when you crochet it, it will also, you know, obviously make some sort of a pattern. Oh, it's made in Turkey. Sorry. But, you know, like, you can see the pattern on this hat, too. But it's kind of like, was it Premier Yarns that had Icelandic or something like that? It's kind of like that. But I got 3 of those because that's all the Meijer had. And I thought that would make like a hat and cowl or a hat and scarf, depending, you know. But yeah, I was pretty excited. I was pretty excited to get those. So, and we were only at Meijer because David wanted to find some work pants. So we went there to check for it, and he struck out, but I ended up with yarn. Well, for the last trip, we had the day off together a couple days ago, I guess, and we went to the big store, the big JoAnn store. I have no footage from this because there was still quite a few people, surprisingly, there. I say surprisingly. Well, yeah, I am still surprised because, like, I guess I feel like this has been going on for so long. I'm just, I don't know, surprised. Because normally during the day and stuff when we go, there has not been traditionally a ton of people. And lately there just has been a lot. Like, I know it's because of the sales, but then, like, everyone must see the same thing that I do, that it's pretty bare, and still keep coming back in hopes. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're all different people and I'm just... Anyway, don't mind me. I'm sleepy rambling. But I didn't even get a like a reusable bag. I just ended up getting this plastic one, which is fine. But let's see. What is in the bag? Okay. I ended up getting some jelly bean yarn. And we have seen jelly bean yarn from me a lot, but I got 2 of these because 2 is all they had left of the pretty blue, and I think this is the Superman colorway. Excuse me. Superman ice cream, and it's just this really vivid blue with the ribbon that runs through it is all the fluorescent colors, right? The bright fluorescence. It is so pretty. And because I got 2 of those, I ended up getting 2 more of the Starlight, which is white with the same very pretty neon string, ribbon, whatever, running through it. And yarn-wise, that's all that I got at the store. But I did get one other thing, and I see there's a little addition in my bag here. I found one other of these big twist hooks that I was looking for. This one is the 3.5 millimeter hook. So mostly all of these I got with the intention to use for like amigurumi. They're all pretty small. Like I said, it was slim pickings as to what I could find anyway. But I just saw that one. I didn't think it was one that I had already, which, let me see. Nope, I don't think I had that. Nope, I have not had that one, so I lucked out. Found that one that I didn't have. And then in the bag, when I was just like, what is this? They're putting advertisements in there still. A JoAnn team member would have received an extra 30% off of this purchase. Join the JoAnns team and help us close this store. Get an extra discount on even store closing sale prices and have some fun and work with great people. Now, I will say this one came from the store that the lady yelled at me at. So I don't know about that one, but in case you want to scan it, in case you're thinking maybe some extra jobs, extra hours at JoAnns would be good. I wouldn't suggest doing it at this one that my big one, because, and it hurts me to say that because my big one has always been my favorite one, but yeah, that lady's not very nice. So, and needless to say, I did not get any fabric because I did not want to even engage with her at all. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you go. But we'll see. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe I'll end up. It's like I just can't stop looking and stop being there. And, you never know. Like, maybe they will pull out, some other things, restock some things. I heard one of the big warehouses for them was in Ohio. So that there was a good chance some of it might filter in. I don't know if that's how it works. But you know what? I can hold out hope, right? So, plus it's just something to do, to go and see. And the less I end up bringing home, the better. I don't know. Anyway, I am going to let you go. But sorry, I'm extra tired today. So I know this video was like all over the place again, like even for me. But all right, I am going to let you go for real. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.